Salute family and community. RENE, Box Young with you. Shouts from the South. One love. As you can see by the images, you know what I'm covering, all right? I usually cover boxing. I usually cover bare knuckle fighting championship sport, right? But I think this is really important to cover. You guys know the story. Mr. Ahmaud Arbery was killed by Travis McMichael and Gregory McMichael. He was jogging down the street. This video got released and went viral recently, even though the incident happened a while ago, okay, of Mr. Arbery jogging down the street, was not armed at all, and the vehicle of the McMichaels was in front of him, and they stopped and killed him. I mean, that's what it was. They're being charged, and so they got arrested, okay, and they're being charged with murder and aggravated assault. Okay, and the alibi that the McMichaels are giving is that they're saying that it was self-defense. Okay, they stopped their truck and they killed him out of self-defense, even though Mr. Arbery was not armed. Okay, and they also additionally claim that Mr. Arbery burglarized the house or something like that, that he was a suspect, and they were trying to perform citizen's arrest. Okay, and that's something important that they're talking about, that they're singing. They were trying to perform citizen's arrest because, according to them, he was a suspect in burglary or burglaries, and a burglary or burglaries that were being committed around the neighborhood. They tried to arrest him, and they killed him out of self-defense. Now, I mean, that's their alibi, okay? They're being charged, I repeat, with murder and aggravated assault, okay? Now, this is an issue I want to cover because it's something that's unfortunately been happening time and time again throughout history, American history, back in the 50s and 60s. I mean, way before that, too. You know, you talk about, the racism, unfortunately, again, the racism, just the racism period, okay? Thankfully, I grew up in an area and an environment where, still have best friends from childhood who are, white, who are Latin, who are African American. I'm Latin myself. I'm Mexican 100. You know what I mean? But best friends, from since kids. So I mean, I haven't really experienced things like that. But in other parts of the country, it's really strong. You know what I mean? And yes, I've seen people around who are racist, but I mean, not to this extreme. You know what I mean? As far as acts and incidents and things like that. So, it's everywhere, but I mean, this is a horrible case in Georgia. Now, there is a law called Georgia's law where citizens arrest can be implemented by citizens, law-abiding citizens, right? It can be implemented, Georgia's law, but it shouldn't be implemented. And the law covers that you shouldn't use extreme force like these, like the McMichaels did, and how they did it. Okay, so we got to get that straight. Now, a lot of people, man, ever since this video got released, outcry for justice. Now, I repeat, they're getting charged. Okay, the McMichaels, they got arrested. They're getting charged with murder and aggravated assault. This is my input, okay? I personally think they're not going to get a lot of time at all. I think that, this is the thing, guys. Every time we see news cases, every time we see, breaking news on someone getting arrested, a killer, he killed, what have you. He killed, this person and this and that, whoever. And they always say this. He or she is facing a maximum of 100 years in prison. And a lot of people that don't know the justice system. I'm not a lawyer or anything. I'm not an expert by any means, but I do know a little bit about the law, at least, and the laws. Many people think, oh, he's going to get 100 years. Wow. I mean, but I mean, they're going to go through the case. They're going to go through trial. Pleas are going to be, given out, plea deals. Now, the thing here is that, they're going to give a first plea deal, right? And it's going to be high, right? And they're going to be fighting the case. They're going to get their lawyers, obviously. The McMichaels are going to have their lawyers. The plea is going to get, it's going to have a reduced sentence more. It's like watering down, you know what I'm saying? The maximum is not going to be given. I'm almost positive, guys, that they're not going to get the maximum sentence. I mean, that's just what I see, and because it's happened time and time again, guys. It's happened so many times. How many people have killed people and they just get manslaughter, 10 years? Okay, so it's possible. Now, as far as Georgia laws and how serious they take these kinds of cases, I have no idea. But like, for example, Texas, if I'm not mistaken, Texas has, the highest death toll for executions as far, the highest execution rate, the toll as far as them killing people on death row. It's the highest. They don't mess around in Texas. That's why you get the phrase, don't mess with Texas. All you Texans know what I'm talking about, and you know a lot more than I do. But, I don't know if Georgia's like that, but obviously, like I'm saying, the McMichaels, they're going to have their lawyers. They're going to be backed up in that sense. And it's sad because Mr. Arbery, he's deceased. Condolences to his whole family. Rest in peace, Mr. Arbery. He was very young. It's sad. This is sad, man, because, and it hurts my heart because, that's why I want to cover this and I want to cover something on Twitter a little bit, what I put in Twitter and, people responding and just people are going, they're really outcrying for justice. Now, like I said, in the history, this has been happening. It's so sad and it's embarrassing how this has happened in American history. I grew up in the United States, so I'm saying that's why my heart is over there. And these cases hit home, you know what I mean? Even though this man was an African American, I'm Mexican, but still, it hits my heart because I have friends who are African Americans, real close friends, and it's just sad. It's sad, and it's now. Like what I was saying, guys, history, it's embarrassing how this, there were slaves, African Americans were slaves, and then they discriminated as far as the restrooms and public places back in the 50s and 60s, if I'm not mistaken, killed Martin Luther King. It's horrible, and it's sad to see these cases still happen. I mean, I don't think it's as much, but then again, you see it in different aspects. Like, for example, the police. How many times do we see videos, guys, of police brutality? It's horrible. It's just embarrassing and it's horrible. And what happens to a lot of cases? Lots of cases have happened through the past couple of years where, a cop kills a person, in a way where you say, wow, they shouldn't have done that. And then they get a really reduced sentence. That's what I'm saying, guys. I think that's what's going to happen. That's probably what's going to happen with the McMichaels, That's probably what's going to happen to them, guys. They're probably going to get like a 10-year sentence, man. I mean, but we'll see, right? We'll see. We'll see if justice is truly served. Now, let me share something with you guys, what I spoke here on Twitter. This was about, there was a video. I don't want to show it, man, because it's just all this stuff that's going on, man. These kinds of videos I don't really like to watch. They're graphic, and I don't like it, but I put here in a response to a video, like, and after this whole incident, man, I mean, after this whole incident of, this whole video going viral, videos came out now recently, where an African-American young man, started just beating up a white, American boy, a white man, just put it like that, I guess, and just beat him up hard, man, and, people, I don't know, man, And then I put this, okay, as a response to that video. Why do I sense a race war on the verge? I live in Mexico and I'm worried for y'all out there. What I'm saying right now. Looks like this is all going to blow up soon, And now the reason why I say this, I mean, I think that's common sense. Excuse me. But, if this, check it out. If this case turns out how I'm saying, where they get a really reduced sentence, you go back to Rodney King. Remember that? I remember I was a kid and I saw those clips on video and I was like, wow, I was impacted as a youngster. Rodney King, man. I mean, we don't go way back. We don't go far back when that incident happened. And it goes on time and time again as far as police brutality. I'm not labeling all the police, but the crooked ones, man, it's horrible. It's horrible. And these cops, I mean, they get a slap on the wrist. It's just totally wrong. It's totally unjust, I don't know the words, man. I mean, so that's why I say this, because remember Rodney King. Remember what happened after that, you guys. All you youngsters, that don't know about this, do your research, man. I mean, and it says here, I live in Mexico. Looks like this is all going to blow up soon, And this is what Camille M., responded, and this is the real America. They continue to, and they always will practice anti-black racism. Look at videos of their 4 and 5-year-olds saying, the N-word. I'm not going to say that. Where are the good, quote unquote, ones warning us of the danger? Where are the quote unquote good ones whistleblowing? I mean, yeah, we got a point. There's been a race war since we were brought here. We just got fooled into thinking things have changed, times have changed, not minds. Like I said a moment ago, it's not as bad as far as segregation of. I mean, we got to understand that it's not as bad as far as. That's why I mentioned it a moment ago. That it's not as bad as segregation of public spaces and this is for whites and this is for blacks. Thankfully, not as bad, but it does happen still though. And that's the horrible thing, you know. That's the horrible thing, guys. And you know, the point I want to make here, a point is, it looks like, guys. I mean, well, they got arrested, and I just want to cover that. But the point I want to make here, guys, I don't think they're gonna get a lot of time, man. I mean, that's just what it is. I think that's just my opinion. And the reason why I say that's just what it is because it's happened time and time again, guys. It's happened time and time again. You know, I love white people. I love black. I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know, it's just that the issue, these cases, unjust, you know, system, you know, is what I'm against. So, and it looks like this might happen, guys. So just be ready, man. And if they do get really reduced sentences, I don't know, man. I really hope there's no riots on the streets like they did, you know, as a result to Rodney King's unfortunate incident, man. So, if I'm not mistaken, that infamous, you know, I'm sorry, that really, really famous phrase of Rodney King, if I'm not mistaken, you know, it went around. People joked about it a lot, you know, where he said, "Can't we all just get along?" I mean, it's true, man. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, that was Rodney King. Somebody comment in the comment section if that's correct, or if I'm mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, he's the one that said, you know, "Can't we all just get along?" You know, and it's true, man. I mean, that was a heartfelt phrase that he said, man. And I think, you know, it should be unfortunately, we're in a society. I'm in Mexico. We see also injustices down here. Yeah, I'm saying a lot of them. You know, it's just, it happens around the world. Some more than others, or some more concealed. You know what I'm saying? I personally think that different countries have lots of injustices. They're just concealed, you know, secretive. For example, North Korea. You know what I mean? That's just one. I mean, one example. I mean, it's really secretive. You know, there are camps or what have you. You know, I would call them death camps, torture camps. You know what I'm saying? But it's really, really, it's so secretive. You know, North Korea is so secretive that everybody thought the president was dead. Everybody thought that dictator, whatever his name is, I mean, with all due respect, I don't know, whatever. The North Korean president, dictator guy. Okay? Everyone thought he was dead. Everyone thought, oh, he's dead, and oh, his sister's going to be the new president. I mean, and then what happened? 2 weeks later, he's fine and laughing in public. You see, I mean, that is so secretive. It's so concealed. There is corruption and injustices that happen in different countries that are so concealed, a lot of people don't know about it. You see what I'm saying? And in other countries, it's just out in the light. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it happens in every country. The reason why I say it is because here in Mexico, we also have our injustices. We also have, obviously, the corruption around here and stuff, but you know, and unfortunately in the United States, this is in the justice system, you know, we see this time and time again. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens, and let's hope once again, you know, rest in peace, Mr. Arbery, young man, sad, very sad. Condolences from all my heart, man, to your family. A prayer is up for his family, man, and we love you, man. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see what happens, man. So Renee Box Young, comment below, share this, guys, and what do you guys think is gonna happen, man? So let's keep a follow up on this. Peace out, fam.